Hi, my name is Gretchen Honnold, and I'm happy to be walking you through how to apply for the 2026 Next Challenge and talking through some frequently asked questions along the way. Starting with, what is the Next Challenge for Media and Journalism? We are a project of the Glenn Nelson Center, a part of American Public Media Group and Minnesota Public Radio. And we are proud to say that we are the largest competition in the United States open to both for-profit and nonprofit media startups. And this year also open to independent journalists, but more on that soon. And we like to say that the next challenge is not just about funding startups. We're about more than a grant contest. We are very committed to finding and accelerating the ideas that help local communities stay as engaged and informed and connected as possible. And I think you'll see that reflected in these awards. So this year in total, we will be awarding $250,000 across these three main award divisions. When you apply, if you apply, we hope that you apply, you will see that you are asked to choose one and only one of these three awards to apply for. For each of these award divisions, a small group of finalists will be surfaced from which one division winner will be chosen and awarded up to $50,000. From the division award winners, one for each of these awards, so three in total, one will be chosen as a grand prize winner and awarded an additional $25,000, bringing that group's total grant to $75,000. Now, if you scroll under these three main awards on our homepage, you will see that we have these additional honors that we use to recognize finalists that are not chosen as division winners. These awards may change from year to year. We anticipate this year that we might have a Vision Award and a Trust Award as we have in past years, but they are responsive to the outstanding qualities that we see in this year's finalist pool that we want to recognize. So they may change, and you cannot apply from the beginning for a Vision Award or a Trust Award, only for one of these three awards up top. So this year, these are our three awards. If you click on the badge or one of these titles, it will take you to this the division page, which has a deeper dive set of details about each of the awards. I would really encourage all applicants to spend time on these pages before starting your application, to make sure that you find the award that you are best suited for, that you've checked your eligibility, and that you can write the strongest application possible. You can also find these up here in our menu at the top under 2026 divisions. So starting with the Catalyst Award for Local News Innovation, this award is going to be presented to a news organization that represents a new way forward for local journalism in the United States. More specifically, our judges will be looking for a group that really innovatively reimagines news delivery using proven strategies, a group that has demonstrated impact by providing trustworthy news and information specifically to a local community. You'll see that thread throughout these three awards, a real focus on resourcing local journalism. And we'll be looking for a group that offers a replicable model or set of best practices that can be applied in other communities in service of that wider media ecosystem. If we scroll under, on each page, we will see the eligibility and evaluation criteria specific to that award. I'm going to start with the evaluation criteria on the right because it stays very consistent. So every award will be judged based on the strength of its fit in the division, innovation, audience impact, business model, and team. The one piece that changes slightly is what constitutes division fit for each of these three awards, because they're looking for different things and making a different intervention in the media and journalism landscape. What is listed here is going to reflect what is stated up here that the judges are looking for. So that piece will be tailored specifically to each award, but the rest stays exactly the same. On the left, we have our eligibility criteria. This is consistent for our first two awards. Our third award that is open to individual journalists and creators will have slightly different eligibility. But for these first two, we do require that eligible applicants be legally incorporated for-profit or nonprofit entities in the United States. New this year, we are open to applicants that have a fiscal sponsor, only if we can see that the project is intended to become its own independent company or nonprofit organization and is not housed within something larger long term. So if we see that the applicant is a program, a lab, a center, a research initiative, or an internal venture of some sort, of some broader university or nonprofit or company, that would be ineligible. We also are requiring for these first two awards that date of legal incorporation be within the last 10 years. So no earlier than March 10th, 2016. We are trying to create, however imperfect, a consistent definition, a level playing field of what counts as a startup. And this 10-year cutoff, in addition to the piece that follows around requiring that eligible applicants have earned less than $1 million in the last calendar year, are the imperfect places that we've chosen to draw the line for eligibility of what counts as a startup. And then lastly, eligible applicants need to have launched or be actively publishing and be able to provide access to their content, product, or service as part of the application. We want to make sure that our judges can see how your work lives in the world. We want to see it live and be able to truly take in the full offering. You'll see here a note consistent across all three awards that previous Next Challenge monetary award winners or companies where APMG has an ownership stake are not eligible to apply. There's more details and things like that in the linked official rules right there if you want to take a deeper look. Below this, you'll see a helpful competition schedule that walks you through the phases of the program and the dates for finalists, the mentorship and training piece that follows, when the finalists' application materials are due, and the National Awards celebration. So this is a helpful reminder that March 10th, our application due date is right around the corner. And I do want to highlight, coming back up here, that new this year, we are elevating our finalist experience in the Next Challenge. And one of the ways that we are doing that is ensuring that each entity chosen as a finalist this year will receive a $3,000 stipend. This is to acknowledge the time and effort and work of being a Next Challenge finalist during that month of free optional training and mentorship towards refining a final pitch deck and pitch video. And it is also to support the travel and accommodation for in-person participation at our National Awards celebration at the end of the Next Challenge, which is where we announce all of our award winners. We are so excited that, again, this year, the National Awards celebration is part of the programming at Media Impact Forum, which is a funder-only conference. And so we get to show off the work of the Next Challenge finalists in that setting where funders are looking for the new exciting work in this field. And with that, that brings me to our second award, the Cornerstone Award for Local News Infrastructure. If you are a tech startup, this is the award division for you. In this award, we are looking for a tech startup that is building the digital tools to address the critical needs of journalists and local news organizations. More specifically, this will look like being able to demonstrate an in-depth technical understanding of newsroom operations and workflows, such that you can clearly define a gap and your solution for filling that gap. And we really would love to see a working MVP or public beta, ideally already in the hands of journalists or newsrooms who are able to really test and give feedback to applying this tool to that setting. Again, if we scroll down, we have our eligibility and evaluation criteria. The evaluation criteria stays the same with the division fit tailored specifically to the Cornerstone Award. And the eligibility is the same as it was for the previous award. That brings us to our third and final award, the Pioneer Award for Local Creator Journalism. This is the most different this year. This is the one where independent journalists are eligible to apply. We're really excited to be offering this one this year and to see who comes in through this award. In this division, we're looking for an independent journalist using emerging digital platforms to strengthen civil discourse in their local community. That will look like having a demonstrated impact and showing audience engagement in a specific geographical area, again, coming back to really serving local journalism here. And we want to make sure that these independent journalists are folks who exercise editorial control over their own work and are using emerging digital platforms as their primary platform for distribution and engagement. And lastly, we want to be able to see that they are practicing accountability and transparency with that local community they are in service of. So the Pioneer Award for Local Creator Journalism is where the eligibility is different. In this award division, because independent journalists are and individuals are welcome to apply, they are not required to be legally incorporated. They are required, as previously named, to have editorial control over their own work. They must, like with the other awards, have earned less than $1 million in the last calendar year. And they should be actively publishing and able to provide access to their content as part of their application. All right, this brings us to how to apply. On our homepage, you see this fun apply orange button, and up here on the menu bar, we have apply. Either one will bring you to this landing page that tells you a little bit about what to expect in the application process. You will be asked to, as previously named, select the division award you are applying for. So you want to make sure you know which one. And you want to make sure that you are able to confirm that you are eligible. So double check the eligibility requirements for the specific award. And then you'll be asked to tell us about your startup and provide your contact information. Once you click here, you'll be taken to Unoodle, which is our Unoodle landing page. Unoodle is a fun name for our partners who host the technology and the platform for our application and judging processes. So we're really grateful to them. When you land here, you will see all of this information that we've gone through in one neat place for ease of reference. And up at the top right, you see this orange apply now. If you click here, you will be brought to this landing page that gives you a little bit of an orientation to some of the things that you will see in the Unoodle platform. At the top right here, in this orange button, you see create new application. Also down here, you'll see that I've already started an application just to test, but you will have this green plus sign to create a new application as well. And up here, you are reminded of the deadline and how close it is. We'll click create a new application. And if you haven't signed into Unoodle yet, when you click from the landing page, you will be asked to create an account. You can use an email address and create a password. And that is what you will use to log back in to Unoodle. So you can As you're in here, these are some final reminders that are consistent with what we've seen thus far. You click next and start filling out your application. You can actually pause and leave and come back, and Unidal will save your information. So you do not need to apply all at once. If you have any questions about the content of the application, feel free to reach out to me and our team at team@nextchallenge.com. If you're having any issues with the platform itself, with the technology, you can email support@unoodle.com. The support team at Unoodle is really wonderful, really knowledgeable, really responsive. They've been great. And feel free to copy team@nextchallenge.com if you'd like, and I'll make sure to help you out in any way that I can. And that is how you apply. The last piece that I want to show you is up here at the top on our website. We have our FAQ. Most of these things we've just spoken through here, but this collects all this information in a little bit of a different way. So for eligibility, you'll see across all three divisions the answers for eligibility. There's all sorts of good information on here. A common question that I get is related to the requirements, the eligibility requirements about having earned under $1 million in the last year and being incorporated within the last 10 years. And I will reiterate that we look at the level of the legal entity to determine eligibility on those two pieces. Any other questions should be found here. The answer should be able to be found here. Or again, you can email our email, team@thenextchallenge.com. Thank you so much for your time. We really look forward to your applications and to having a really incredible cohort of Next Challenge finalists who are working to reinvent this field in this critical time. Thank you all for your work, and we'll be in touch.